We're going to open with a prayer, and we're going to pray like we prayed when we were in Costa Rica. Our dear most gracious Lord, this passage is given us the spirit to say the right things and to trust in the promise of God, to touch everyone, and touch God, just pray that you cover us with confidence with all the praise of God. In Jesus' name. Amen. Where y'all going? No, y'all are finished. I'm messing with you. We're going to watch a video and then
Okay,
we will.
we'll watch it first? Okay, I thought you, okay.
That's what you said.
All right. We start? Let me start? Okay.
I'll hold it just in case somebody does. The first thing I'm going to do is thank everybody for their financial support, for your prayers, and for everything you did for us before we went. We had a wonderful time. We were very blessed. And the other thing I want to say is that we are taking up money in the children's buckets to send the kids uniforms, because the kids can go to school so long without uniforms, and then I think it's like after a month or so, if they don't have uniforms, they can't go to school anymore. And sometimes these kids go to school and get that meal, and that may be the only meal they get that day. So your support financially with the children's buckets would help these kids a lot. So.
I want to second what she said about your support. You know, I appreciate so much your support that you gave us and sending us down there. And I think one of the things that really amazed me is a lot of times when we were going from house to house carrying our bags of food, and we would go up as our group, and we would tell them that we were missionaries, not from any particular church, just from God, and we were there to give them a gift. They were so gracious, and you know that what, for how many square foot home? They always invited us in. They wanted us to come in, and here we are. This little room, nice, and most of them very nice and neat and clean, and they, you know, very gracious. And a lot of times when our interpreter would tell them what we were saying, we'd ask if we could pray for them, and so many of them would say, I just want a prayer of thanksgiving for what I have, you know, and I thought, what you have compared to what we are so used to and take for granted, you know, so I appreciate the opportunity to go.
This video just brought it all back.
I'll go ahead and clap. We do want to thank y'all for your support that y'all given to us. What it meant a lot to me was the humility that it brought me to. Seeing them the way they lived. And like Yvette said, not only for Thanksgiving, but they wanted us to pray for us to go out to each house and to continue to do what we were doing in distributing the bags. So we did do a lot of walking. It was good for us anyway. But it was well worth going through the jungles and on the side roads, and to see each one and to touch their lives as much as they touched our lives.
Oh my God, yeah. As we were, one of those days in particular, where the houses were far apart, I was trudging down this rocky road. It wasn't just a gravel road, it was a huge one, and it was hot. I said, and this is supposed to be fun? And then I said, nobody said it was going to be fun. They said it was going to be a blessing, and that's what it was. It was truly a blessing.
I like to talk to her first.
Let's see. For me, like, I know one of the ones I remember, the house that we went to, when we told them who we were, we gave them the food, her face just lit up. And she said, I've been praying for my next meal, and you brought it to me. And that's pretty cool, being go all that way, answer someone's prayer. And then, like, seeing the kid's face, I know Chris got a lot of it. Give them a piece of candy, and their kids just light up.
Yes, candy man.
Big decision.
I got to go with my son and my daughter-in-law. That's probably all I need to say. This was my third trip. I'm blessed. I'm not bragging. It is a blessing. blessing. I thank my family, my husband for supporting me. I missed him and Shelby on this trip because when you go on a mission trip, what happens to you, you cannot explain to somebody. Courtney and I went to New York to Ground Zero. You can't explain the feeling you have there. I use those instances to try to explain that's what it's like. It was a complete high the whole time. My other mission trips, I worked physically. I'm good at that. You just get into something and work hard, and then you can feel good because you're doing it for a good cause. This one, you were interacting with people the entire time and praying. We prayed constantly, and you felt the Spirit of God moving all the time, and it was a true blessing. And I thank y'all. And if you ever get a chance, go.
I would have to say the thing that stuck out the most to me was how humble and grateful people were for everything. Like, most of them didn't have anything, and you look and you're like, well, how can they be so happy? But they don't know any different, and then we come back here, or we're used to what we have, and we complain about it all the time, but then you compare what you have to what they have, and it's just completely different. And then it's just like instant, you're just so thankful for everything that you have.
It was extremely hot. A lot of walking. I took this trip from Van because he had something come up in and Leslie had signed up for the mission trip, and I'm very thankful that I was able to go. Humbled every house. Our group interacted, you know, each group can tell you the same thing, but it's like one person out of our group automatically clicked and was familiar with the situation and the house we're in, you know? And it was very emotional for me. And to get to go with my wife, we hadn't, you know, been very many places in the last 8 years. I've been to Iraq and here, but the different interactions, if you will. One person would latch on to Leslie, and it was just, you know, it was just God working without any doubt in your mind. One person would latch on to Faye, and I would go get the mop. There'll be tears. But we all, I mean, there wasn't a house we went to that didn't touch me in some way. And I'm very thankful for everybody's support and allowing me to go and do this.
There's one funny aspect. When we all started out, we had bottles of water, and we all were laboriously writing our names so we would have the right bottle of water. Well, by the time we hit that heat, I will tell you what, we were drinking anything, including hoses out of people's yards. And one person gave us a plastic bottle filled with ice, and we almost all killed each other over it. So that was just fabulous. But a sharing family group is what we have there.
I'd like to just say thanks for all the support financially, emotionally, everybody that sent us there. And I never would have had the opportunity to go. But mine was probably being with the children. Very grateful that, you know, they could just see somebody that wanted to talk to them, play ball with them. And thanks to Miss Joyce and Brother Allen was really great. Getting to the airport was fun. But this was a great family to go with. Thank you.
Linda said that part about the other places she'd been being physically demanding. This one was physically demanding on short, fat people. I mean, some of those rocks were that big, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I had to quit a couple of times. I just physically couldn't go sometimes, but the places that I did see, the people that I did meet, I feel like we've been blessed, and I would do it again. I'd lose a little weight, but I'd do it.
It was tough on call fat people.
Well, I was on Faye's team, so I didn't have to say anything. And she did all the crying for us, so we had a really good time, and I really appreciate everybody too, your support.
A couple of things. One thing they're talking about is on Monday and Tuesday, we were distributing food house to house in a town. So basically, it's about as far as, the next house down in the town. The third day, on Wednesday, we were out in a country setting with houses further apart than they are out here. Think of distributing 100 bags of food in this area to 100 families, and you're walking carrying them. And you get half the picture, except the hills are like this, up and down rocks and dirt roads and really heat. So that one sacked most of us. That was probably the hardest day. What I do want, and statistics don't tell everything, but you need to realize y'all raised $4,000. And out of that $4,000, we were able to buy 400 bags of food and distribute those. A bag would feed a family of 6 for a week, so you fed a little over 2,400 people for a week.